Welcome back, everyone. Well, many of you know we're on a mission here to find all the unique organizations and groups in the Tri-North counties, and I am proud to say that I found one that you're really going to want to know about. It's the Saratoga Chamber Players. Many of you do know about this group. They've been around for 30 years, but many of you don't, and I was one of them, and we really have to pay attention here and listen. Joining me today is Jill Levy, who's the Artistic Director for the Saratoga Chamber Players. So welcome, Jill.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you here.
It's great to be here.
And in case anybody's kind of curious as to what instrument you play, maybe the violin might be an indication. You're in for a treat because Jill is going to play for us later on in the program. But let's talk about the Chamber Players. They've been here for 30 years. You joined them about 20 years ago. You're a very accomplished musician yourself. You perform with the Albany Symphony. 20 years ago, why did you get involved with the Chamber Players?
I had started with the Albany Symphony as concertmaster, and a woman who played in the orchestra, who was a Saratogian at the time, and her husband on the faculty of Skidmore, they started, probably she started, the Saratoga Chamber Players, and after 9 years she was moving on to doing some other things, and it was time for her to let it go. So she knew me and my playing, and she called me up one day and asked me if I'd be interested, and it was like a dream falling into my lap.
I bet. You know, it's a lot of work being an artistic director.
Yes.
You know, not only do you have to really just set I guess what pieces you're going to perform, but you know who's going to perform, and you know on an ongoing basis. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't
A
fall
lot
in
of
your
logistics.
lap, right? There are a lot of
Yeah.
logistics, and let's face it, as a musician, sometimes musicians and logistics, you have to like move from one side of your brain to the other, right? True?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you have a season that stretches out, usually starts in the fall.
Right, it starts in the fall. We often have an early-ish autumn concert and maybe one that's around December or so, and then a late winter and a late spring. This year, there isn't a winter concert. Well, there's a December 6th concert. That's our next upcoming concert. And then early April and the end of May.
Now, the reason I asked Jill to come on is that I really want to make you aware of the Saratoga Chamber Players. But there's a concert coming up on Sunday, December 6th, which is not this Sunday, it's next Sunday.
Yes.
It is.
2 weeks.
Right here in Saratoga.
Yes.
Now, it's called a holiday concert, but I was joking with Jill before we went on air, and I thought, you're not playing Jingle Bells? You're not doing the first Noel? It happens to be a beautiful classical concert in the holiday season.
Exactly.
So let's describe it that way.
Exactly.
Tell us what you're performing and how it came together.
Okay. The first piece that I chose for this program was the Brahms Horn Trio for piano, violin, French horn. And it's a piece I fell in love with as a teenager, and I performed it once before many, many years ago. And at this point in my life, I like programming occasionally some music that I've played previously long ago to revisit it. And that was one of the pieces. And so after I chose that piece and chose the pianist and French horn player, the pianist told me about this new work that we're playing by Jeff Scott, also a French horn player, composed for the same configuration of instruments. And I think it's going to be a fantastic piece, very accessible to the audience as a new work. Has kind of a Latin feel to it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then the third piece, I decided to do a sonata to open the program for violin and piano and violin, as Beethoven calls this. One of his Beethoven sonatas, and I've been making my way through all 10 of them. So
So where are we?
So I've got 2 more to go after this.
You got it.
It is.
Well, Jill, thank you so much for coming in. And as I said, when we come out of the break, we're going to come back and you can hear Jill perform. And I really look forward to that concert on the 7th.
6th.
Right? 6th. What did I say, the 7th?
Yes.
I don't remember. I'm so taken up with the fact that you're going to play. Well, thank you very much for coming in, Jill.
My
Real
pleasure.
pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com. The 6th, the 7th.